Hello, everyone. Perry Jeffries here. Hey, my name's Perry. I'm the president of Diamond Equity Advisors, a full service wealth management firm located here in Columbus, Ohio, and also to the founder of Financially Fit. And a little about Financially Fit. Our goal is to help individuals and business owners increase and improve their incomes, their energy, and their efficiency by creating customized plans that one day will allow our clients to retire healthy and wealthy. Your health is your wealth, and you find your wealth within your health. So, um, excited to present the information today. My apologies for not being able to be there in person. I'm currently going to be undergoing a medical procedure, but I want to make sure that I gave you some content and some information that you will be able to apply today to just help guide you along that path of being an entrepreneur. So a little bit about myself. Not only am I a financial advisor with going on about 14 years of experience, but I'm also an entrepreneur and business owner like yourself with multiple companies. So I understand the challenge of being a business owner, trying to make the ends meet and pay the bills, but still having to think about the future and retirement and leaving a legacy to my children. So I totally get it. And I hope because of my experiences, I'm able to give you some direction and some information here to just help guide you on the way. So a little bit about myself. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it, but I do believe it's very pertinent and important that you know who the messenger is, so you know who's giving you the message today. So a little bit about myself here. Again, 13 years experience, going on 14 years of experience in the financial service industry. I actually became a financial advisor back around 2003. During that time frame, I've held positions with three Fortune 500 companies. I have a Series 7 license, which means I'm a securities broker. So anything that's publicly traded on the market, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, ETFs, things of that nature, I can purchase for my clients. I have a Series 66 license, which simply means that I can also wear the hat of a fiduciary and an investment advisor for my clients. So clients who like to have more of a fee-based platform versus paying commissions, I can offer that to my clients. And excuse me, with that license, I can also go in and out of the different states. So right now, I have a book of business that spreads across the entire country. I have clients in several different states, and with that being said, we're able to kind of take care of folks and help them meet their needs regardless of where they are. I have what's called a CRPC, that's a Chartered Retirement Planning Counselor designation through the College of Financial Planning. By their standards, I'm a retirement planning expert. I also to carry a life, health, and annuities license, so I'm able to offer insurance products, specifically in my space, annuities and some life insurances. And then in addition to that, I'm also part of the global leadership training team with John Maxwell. So definitely an area where I like to focus on personal growth and development, not just advising my clients, but helping guide them down their path as well. So that's who I am. A little bit about me. I'm originally from Akron, Ohio. Been in Columbus now since 2000, and graduated from Tennessee State University with a degree in math and a minor in biology, and got into the teaching field directly out of high school. I mean, sorry, directly out of college. Quickly transitioned into health and wellness. So I've been a personal trainer and a strength and conditioning coach for 3 years prior to becoming a financial advisor in 2003. So that's my background, just to share it with you. If you want to connect with me, you can follow me on Get Financially Fit with Perry Jeffries, Instagram at Financially Fit, Twitter Financially Fit, and also to YouTube at Financially Fit. Now, more importantly, enough about me. Let's get into this information. So, as a business owner, you have to have a plan, even more so than a person who's not an entrepreneur, because you have so many things going on simultaneously. You have your personal finances as well as your business finances. And sometimes those two commingle with each other and really just need to make sure that you have a good, solid financial plan. So that plan starts with most importantly identifying a goal and being very, very specific. understanding and being crystal clear on the resources you need and how much it will cost for you to grow your business, but also to what is going to be needed for you to sometime retire. As a business owner and an entrepreneur, I don't plan on working my entire life. Though sometimes I feel like I'm going to be working my entire life. But I do want to get to the point that one day I can take the foot off the gas and just focus on, being a family man and watching my lovely daughters grow and blossom, and taking vacations with my lovely wife. What resources are available to you? Where's the money? You need to know where the money is coming from and what monies are available to you. So I'm going to give you, we're going to discuss some particular products that's going to help kind of guide you along these lines. So as a business owner, what keeps you up at night? I know I've had my sleepless nights, and whether you're a business owner or a non-business owner, you work a 9 to 5 or a W-2, there's some things that keep you up at night, and some of those things may be on this list right here. Raise your hand if some of these things are on this list. I can see you. I'm just playing. I can't see you, but raise your hand anyway. So, what keeps you up at night? Does cash flow keep you up at night? Retirement savings. How much can I put away? How much do I need to put away? Taxes, borrowing money and lending. Sometimes you got to access funding for expansion and also to future income. So I'll share this with you. I once heard this, and I've always kept it in my presentations and find a way to kind of discuss it. But how do you measure wealth? And I've been doing this, like I said, going on 14 years now. And whenever I get in front of a room and I ask them, how do you measure wealth? I hear different things. No, $1 million, all your bills being paid, having no debt. How do you measure wealth? Well, I learned that you actually measure wealth in time. That's right, by looking at your watch. And people usually kind of look at me sideways and say, Perry, what in the world are you talking about? Well, if wealth is measured in time, I would ask you this question. If you were to stop doing whatever it is you're doing today that generates income, so whether it's your job, whether it's a business, whether it's a job and a business, because you got a couple different hustles, regardless of what the case may be, if you were to stop doing what you're doing today, how long would you be able to maintain your quality of life and not miss a beat? Would you be able to maintain that quality of life for a year? Would you be able to maintain it for 6 months? I have one person tell me that they'd be able to maintain their quality of life for like one day, like 24 hours, because they need that check to come in here ASAP. Well, things that keep me up at night is making sure that at some point in time I have accumulated enough wealth that my wealth can be timeless and not have to worry about running out of money, and also to be able to leave something for my daughters. So just something to think about. How do you measure wealth? So planning products. So in my presentation today, and I'm going to go through this information very quickly because I know we have some other presenters there in the room. We want to get to their information as well. But we're going to talk about SEP IRAs very quickly, solo 401ks, individual 401ks, one of my favorite products, security backed lending, whole life cash value, and income annuities. So these are all products that I help business owners, all products that I use to help business owners and entrepreneurs plan for retirement. So check it out. So many of you are familiar with traditional and Roth and SEP IRAs, right? So did you know though the benefits of these? So when you have a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA or even a SEP IRA, the difference between the two, between the three, traditional IRA is funded with pre-tax money, which means money that goes into it is gives you a tax deduction for the year. Roth is funded with post-tax dollars, so it's usually funded with money that you've already paid taxes on. And when the money comes out, it comes out tax-free. And then SEP IRAs are retirement accounts for employers or self-employed individuals where the monies are pre-tax as well. So some of the tax benefits. Anybody in the room want to reduce taxes? I believe you all need to focus on that. If you don't have an accountant or someone that you can go to in that space, and you're doing your own taxes, you may be missing the ball. One way to create wealth is not to give too much of your money away to the tax man. All right. So tax benefits. With a traditional IRA and a SEP IRA contribution, those are pre-tax and may be tax deductible. In short, you make $50,000 a year, you put $5,000 into your traditional or your SEP IRA, your income just went from $50,000 a year to $45,000 a year. which means now you're paying taxes on 45,000 versus 50,000. That makes sense to everybody? Good. All right, keeping it moving. Roth IRAs, your contributions are post-tax dollars. So when you put money into your Roth IRA, yeah, you don't get the same tax deduction, but when that money comes out, so let's say that you put in $15,000, and then when that money grows to $100,000 upon retirement, when you take that $100,000 out, there's no taxes on the principal or the gains. So has some benefit to that. Typically, you can put away anywhere from $5,500 to $6,500 a year into your IRAs, and with your SEP IRAs, you can put in 25% of your income. Now, with your investment options, you can invest in individual stocks, bonds, mutual funds, CDs, and cash. Now, if you don't know the difference between an individual stock and a mutual fund, that's a one-off question. I can definitely help answer that for you. Feel free to contact me. We can kind of go through those differences. But understanding just with those investment options inside those IRA accounts, you can pretty much invest in just about anything that's publicly traded on the open market, which means you can be very conservative and have your money in CDs and cash, or you can be very aggressive and have your money in individual stocks, or you can have a diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Whatever the case may be, you can have those dollars invested based upon your goals and your risk tolerance. Okay. Now, self banking. Now, as a business owner, if you're like me and sometimes your income goes up and down, right? And that happens to so many business owners, and sometimes in situations you need money. Well, a lot of times you go to the bank, may not get approved. Okay. If you have any blemishes on your credit, might not be able to get a credit card, might not be able to get a loan. Well, you can actually create a self banking option for yourself with your IRA. So a lot of people don't realize that you can actually pull money out of your IRA and do what's called a 60-day indirect rollover, which means you can take money out of your IRA account, and as long as you have that money back within 60 days, there's no taxes, there's no penalties. Besides that, a lot of people make the bad mistake. I see it all the time, where they take money out of their retirement accounts, so whether it's their 401k or their IRA, and they end up owing taxes and penalties. So if you're under 59 and a half and you take money out of your retirement accounts, you're going to be subject to federal taxes, state taxes, as well as usually a 10% penalty if you're under the age of 59 and a half. So that self-banking 60-day indirect rollover option is an option that allows you to take money out and avoid those taxes and penalties. All right, moving on to the next one. Solo individual 401k. By far, my personal favorite retirement product for entrepreneurs. So, a solo individual 401k is for a person who has kind of a sole proprietor type business, but it can be an LLC, a S corp, a C corp, doesn't matter. But they cannot have rank and file employees, so like W-2 employees. Now they can have all kind of 1099 contractors. That's not a problem. So who could be included in this plan is a husband, wife, spouse, children, direct relatives, but no employees, if you will. Now, with this plan right here, you talk about tax benefits and contribution limits. With this solo 401k, you can actually create your own 401k plan. So if you're coming from corporate America and you had a previous 401k, how would you like to actually have your own 401k for your particular business? You probably didn't know that you could actually create one. With this, you can put away up to $18,000 a year as an employee, and then you can actually make contributions as an employer. So you can wear two hats. You can function as an employee, as an employer, and put money into your 401k. So as of 2017, you can put away up to $54,000 a year. So here's an example. Let's say for even numbers here, you make $100,000 in income. You can put away 18,000 as the employee of your company. You can put away another 25,000 as the employer of your company, which means for that year you can put away a total of $43,000. And that money is tax deductible. So you just took your income and having to pay taxes on 100,000 down to, what is that, 57,000. Which one would you rather pay taxes on? And keep in mind, you don't even have to max it out. Those are the limits. You can make contributions below that. Now, some people say, well, how much does it take to start a solo 401k? Well, let me ask you this question. Do you have a previous retirement plan? Did you work for the state and have a OPERS? Were you a teacher and have a STRS? Um, did you work for a bank and have a 401k or a pension plan? Regardless of any type of plan that you previously had at another employer, because a lot of entrepreneurs started off working someplace. You can actually roll those dollars into your own solo 401k. And there's no taxes and no penalties. Why? Because you're moving from one retirement plan to another retirement plan. I see this happen all the time. I rant about it all the time. Please stop doing this. Stop taking money out of your retirement plan at your employer without first sitting down with a financial advisor and getting good insight. Please stop doing it because some people are leaving so much money on the table, and I don't want to see you do that. If you take money prematurely out of one of your retirement plans, you may owe federal taxes, state taxes, and a 10% penalty. For some people, that could be 40 cents on a dollar when you could simply roll this money over into your own retirement plan and have access to that capital, which I'm going to show you here shortly. So again, tax benefits. You can get those tax deductions as a business as well as an employee. But check this out. What I love about the Solo 401k plan, not only can you invest in mutual funds and stocks and have active money managers, but the self-banking option is incredible. When you move or if you when you create your own Solo 401k or you roll your previous employer retirement plan into your 401k, you can now self-bank in a major way. You can borrow up to 50% of the value of your account up to 50,000. Let me repeat, not take a distribution. I'm not talking about paying taxes and penalties. I'm talking about creating a loan with a payment schedule on your account. Borrow up to 50% of the value of your account up to 50,000. Example, if you have $50,000 in your account, you can borrow to 25,000. Now, when you have a true loan, you have a principal and an interest payment. Well, guess what? When you make the principal and interest payment on this loan, it all goes back into your account. Hear me again, people. It all goes back into your account, which means you now became your own bank. And the interest rate is absolutely phenomenal. Typically, your interest rate on a solo 401k is going to be prime plus maybe 1%. So you're looking at 4%, 5%, whatever the case may be, whatever prime is these days, and how it goes up and down. But I've had clients use this to consolidate debt and pay off credit cards, buy properties, expansion, purchase a franchise. You can use these monies, this loan, for any purpose that you think that you see fit. And again, no origination fees and no closing costs. Why? Because you're borrowing from yourself. So even if you have a ding on your personal credit, doesn't matter. Again, self-banking. Why people? I love this product right here. Why? Because it helps save people's lives. We can increase cash flow. I just recently helped a client roll over a couple $100,000. He borrowed 50,000 and paid off credit card debt that was charging him 15, 18, 24% interest. Now he's paying 5% interest and he's paying it back to himself. It increases cash flow and he has less debt. And consequently, because of that, his credit score shot up. Why? Because now that bad credit is taken off the books. Awesome product right here. Definitely contact me if you would like to learn more. Security backed lending. Well, security backed lending is this. Now, if you let's say that you have assets, but they're not retirement assets. So you have CDs, savings accounts. You got this investment account. Your grandma left you some McDonald's stock back in the day, or whatever the case may be. Well, sometimes as we're trying to fund our business and expand, we may look at those assets and think about selling them. And sometimes we don't want to sell them, but we feel like we're forced to. Well, with a security-backed line of credit, security-backed lending, you can actually, again, borrow from yourself. So the benefits are you don't have to liquidate any of your assets, so you can avoid taxable income. We can do security-backed lending with individual stocks, bonds, mutual funds, CDs, cash, doesn't matter. And the way security-backed lending works, you take that account, so that brokerage account or that savings account or that $50,000 CD or that mutual fund account, or whatever the case may be, and you pledge that account. And now on that account, it stays invested. So you don't lose any of the interest that that money is earning. And then in turn, you may be able to borrow anywhere from 50 to 100% of the value of those accounts. So to kind of give you an example, for someone who has an extremely conservative account, which maybe is like in bonds and CDs, conservative in the sense of monies that don't fluctuate, they can usually borrow anywhere from 80 to 90% of that value. So if a client has, $100,000 in savings or $100,000 in a CD that they don't want to break and pay the penalty on, they can put that account up into an investment account, and then we'll give them a line of credit of around $80,000 on that $100,000 CD. And again, you're paying that interest back to yourself with respects to that. So you have a small payment and you're self banking as well. So again, another phenomenal, phenomenal strategy there. Moving forward, whole life cash value insurance. So we have one of my colleagues in the room who specializes in insurance as well. And she'll be able to maybe give you some insight on this also. But with whole life, a lot of people understand what term insurance is. They may not understand what whole life is. I'm not going to use this presentation because of the amount of time that we have to kind of go through the major differences. So just understanding that, term is you pay a very small amount of money for a period of time and then it goes away. Whole life is what we call permanent insurance, where it never goes away. And also, with whole life is going to be more expensive, but it actually creates a cash value. So, with your whole life policy, if you're in the room right now and you're walking around and don't have life insurance, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, get some. It doesn't necessarily have to be whole life, but get some insurance. We have to function as adults and not leave a tainted legacy behind by not having insurance on our lives. Nobody should have to pass the hat or start a GoFundMe to be able to bury themselves. So get you some insurance. Now, that's my little rant. Moving on. Whole life insurance. You can build cash value. So, contribution limits is based upon how much the policy was for. So, how much you can put in. Tax benefits. The contributions aren't tax deductible, but they do grow tax deferred. As far as your investment options, you can earn some dividends usually from the insurance company. And then from a self-banking standpoint, as you build that cash value, you can actually access that cash value and you can actually take out via a loan. And it's considered a loan, but depending on the cash value and the loan repayment, the policy may actually cover the loan payment itself. So you may not actually have to pay anything out of pocket. And we've actually used whole life cash value policies as an alternative form of investment for some clients. So they kind of get the best of both worlds. They have coverage on themselves that never runs out, and they have access to a cash value, which they can actually use for retirement. Okay, so we've gone through some products here, and again, I apologize for moving through this quickly. I want to leave enough time for my colleagues in the room to be able to share some additional information here with you, but you'll be able to contact me and follow up and ask any questions that you may have. But I just want to share a couple of these programs and products with you that could be a part of your financial plan as a business owner. So, last but not least, income annuities. So, if you've ever heard the word annuity, annuity simply is a relationship between you and an insurance company. Okay. So with that insurance company, they're going to guarantee something because what do insurance companies do? They insure something. So, like the way you insure your home, the way you insure your car, the way you insure your life, there are actually opportunities for you to insure your future income, even as a business owner. So, again, with your contribution limits, to put your money into one of these income annuity policies kind of depends depending upon whether it's a retirement plan or a non-retirement plan. So that could vary. Your tax benefits, the money grows tax deferred. Cash value is tax deferred. Also, as another tax benefit, annuities can be a huge component in creating an estate plan. So with our estate planners in there, they can kind of discuss how sometimes using those annuities can really, really help you out from a long-term planning standpoint. Now with your investment options, could vary. It could be a fixed annuity, could be a fixed indexed annuity. Your fixed annuity kind of functions like a CD where it's hey, this is the interest rate you're going to earn for a fixed amount of time, fixed interest rate for a fixed amount of time. You have your fixed index annuity, which may track like the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or some indice like that. And then you have your variable annuities, which may be invested in mutual funds inside of an account, but wrapped around with that insurance. But regardless of what type of annuity it is, most annuities these days have some provision in there in which you can get a guaranteed stream of income. So I kind of call it this. I tell my clients, hey, if you like your pension at your job, you're going to love the pension that I can help you create because we can give you those same guarantees that your pension at your job is telling you about. And you can create it on your own, but maintain ownership of the money, maintain flexibility to start and stop in some cases, and also to maintain the ability to be able to pass it on to your beneficiaries. So again, income annuities is another strategy. So don't think just because you're a business owner or an entrepreneur that you can't create your own pension. You actually can. But most importantly, though we've covered a bunch of information here, as an entrepreneur, probably the most important thing I can leave you with today is you must develop a successful mindset. What I mean by that, here's some recommended literature for you. 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. I actually conduct weekly mastermind groups based on that book right there, where we cover that book in a 7-week course. 6 Months to Six Figures by Peter Voog. I work directly with one of the contributors of that book, who's a personal coach of mine. The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Great read. Again, great reads. Modeling. If you're an entrepreneur, even if you're not an entrepreneur, look at joining a mastermind group where you can be around like-minded individuals and share experiences. Look for mentorship opportunities, not only for you to mentor individuals, but for you to learn from somebody. And definitely coaching. I've met no one who has been ultra successful without having some type of coaching. You think about your Michael Jordans of the world. You think about your Tiger Woods of the world. You think about any person who is extremely successful, even the even the folks who aren't athletes. If you talk to them, they're part of a mastermind group. They have some type of mentorship. They get a mentor by somebody, and many of them also invest in time and energy into coaching. And last but not least, here, you'll never maximize your potential in any area without coaching. You may be good, you may even be better than everyone else, but without outside input, you would never be as good as you could be. Self evaluation is helpful, but evaluation from someone else is essential. So I share this with you, and you may be thinking, why in the world is he sharing this when it comes down to retirement planning? Well, with less than well, with less than 30% of the U.S. population ever will ever actually retire. I'm gonna say that again. Less than 30%. So that means 70% of the US population will never reach a point where they can actually retire. They're either gonna die while they're working or they're gonna have to depend on somebody else to actually help them retire. So with that being said, it's not because of lack of information. It's not because of lack of good advisors. It's because of lack of a successful mindset around understanding money and then getting the information that you need and then applying what you learn. So I've been again in this industry for a long time. There's gonna be some individuals that's gonna hear this information and be like, wow, that is great information. I really don't care if you think it's great information or not. My concern is how are you going to apply it? I want to know that I added some value to your life, that you're going to walk away from this presentation today and apply it. Application. That's what we're about. And the only way to get to a point that you apply things in a successful manner is the development of a successful mindset. Any questions? You can feel free to give me a call. Here's my phone number here, 614 951 9112. You can send me an email to Perry at Diamond Equity Advisors, that's plural.com, or you can visit me at perryjeffries.com. Again, group, apologize I couldn't be there in person with you. Wish me luck with my surgery, and just want to say God bless, and want to thank Sandra Moody for allowing me to participate in this series. And I wish I was there to hear what these two dynamite women are going to share with you guys. Somebody take some notes for me and share with me later on. And again, feel free to connect with me. I'm here to add value to the lives of others because I know for me to reach the level of success that I know I'm entitled to, I have to help other individuals reach those successful endeavors with me. So God bless. Wish you all the best and connect with me, and definitely feel free to connect with me on social media. All right. Bye bye.